Sio Tohija, Ida, Kitana Swimmer Foreman, Uneth Lanahi was my name given to me by the chief. You know, my native name is Maheo, but that's from my Cheyenne and Arapaho family. But the chief was like, we need your name when you became Miss Kituwah. So he said, Uneth Lanahi. So that became my name. I became Miss Kituwah in 2021 through 2023. This is the year I'm giving up my title, and I just want to say it was an honor, and I felt so happy, and it was like probably one of the best things. It's been my dream since a little girl to go out there and tell people about Kituwah, because you know the big controversy between Cherokee and Kituwah. And actually speaking with the former chief, he was telling me that he was like, thank you so much for our people and telling them about the real Kituwahs and who we are and where we come from. I believe the Cherokee Nation and the Kituwahs can find a good connection and relationship with each other. It's just both parties wanting to work. And the Kituwahs, we have always been so welcoming. I mean, I have family that's in the Cherokees, and you know, we get along, we still love each other, and you know, even though they go with theirs, I feel like the political side and of the views, I feel like we should just all try to reach out to each other, try to talk it out instead of the hearsay and what the media is saying, because you know, I know for a fact that Kituwahs, we do want to find peace. Being with the chief this year and going to different events, we have always been so loving to them and reaching out to them and trying to talk to them and trying to make a peace treaty between us. So I look forward to it in the future, and also after this, and being Miss Kituwah and realizing the controversy between Cherokee Nation and Kituwah, it's inspired me to come and help out in my tribe, and I've been inspired by the chiefs to go to school for tribal law, so I'm going to come back and try to do the best things. Like our delegate this year, Tori, she has inspired me and what she's doing, going to Washington, so I want to do that just like her. And she's asked No Fire, he came to the dignitary dinner, and the way he was talking about the Cherokee history and how we were all one people before everything happened. So I believe we can do it in the future, become together and be peaceful together. My favorite place to go as Miss Kituwah was, my first one was the Cherokee holiday. Actually, that was my favorite one, just for the fact that I got to go up against them and talk to the girls and, you know, introduce myself and you know, we were good then, and like actually telling, like, you know, I felt like they didn't want to say something to me at first, you know, kind of like just, but as going in there, that was my favorite. And being with the chiefs and being in the parade when we came through, when the Kituwahs came through, everybody went crazy. The crowds were like roaring, all the Kituwahs started shouting. It was like, I felt like it didn't get louder until we came through with the chiefs. So my experience in Utah, when I went out there I had originally went out there for a powwow, and I got to meet some of the Utes, ambassadors, the chiefs, and you know, they were all so welcoming. And you know, when they saw my banner, they thought automatically it was the Cherokee Nation, but it wasn't. I corrected them and told them I was Kituwah, and I told them about our history and who we are and how we were here first and what we became, and they were so honored to hear that, to be enlightened that there was a United Kituwah band, the Cherokee Nation, and the Eastern band. So I was happy to tell them about our history. You know, being Miss Kituwah, when I did this, I originally thought like I was going like, you know, events and things like that, but as farther as I got into my title, I was like, nobody knows about us, nobody knows about Kituwah. So that's when I started like realize, okay mom, well, I gotta go here, here, here. And when I started showing up to the powwows, they thought that was so awesome. They were like, we've never seen a Miss Kituwah represent like this. And I was like, yeah, like we're here, like. So that was my goal, to tell them our history, to tell them everything that happened between the Cherokee Nation and the Kituwahs and how long we've been around here. I know, I was sitting at Tulsa Native American Day at my mom's booth, and there's this guy, and he's Cherokee Nation, and he came up to me, he's like, Sio, and I was like, Sio, and he was like, wait, it says Kituwah, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, who are Kituwahs? And I told him, I was like, you don't know where the tribe is? So I told him where we were, and he was like, wait, so he's like, he said, I'm like 51 years old and I've never heard of this. He was so baffled. And then 2 hours later, he came back and he was like, oh my gosh. He was like, he called one of his like people from the Cherokee Nation that's on council or something. He was like, that is so true. He was like, I don't know why they didn't tell me. And he was like, I just want to say like, it was such an honor to meet you and thank you for enlightening me and telling me. And that was like so awesome, because I thought he would have like took it as a negative way, but in fact he came back and he was happy to know what was going on.